It's your boy Anti-Simp back with a new video. And I'm going to base this video off of some posts I've seen online when it comes to us dealing with black women and our position in the household. The title of this video is called Protect and Provide Within the Realm of the Game. But I'll get to the game part a little bit later. For the most part, whenever I see females make posts online about, femininity and, how they've basically been tricked out of it or, are, going against the grain in terms of like being women and being soft and, feminine and, just all around being women. They always talk about, they always speak on protecting and providing for women. And sometimes men as well, it always sounds like a trick and hoe relationship where a man pays all the bills and he pays the rent and he makes enough money to cover all the expenses while women virtually bring nothing to the table but kuda puff and basic adult skills like cooking and cleaning. If the trick is lucky enough, she manages the money as well. She organizes things, makes sure that the bills are paid. She goes grocery shopping to make sure the fridge is, filled with food. Tedious things that you probably didn't like to do, and time-consuming things that you probably didn't like to do when you were single, but, you did what you had to do as an adult male. She does those things. And if y'all got kids, she basically supervises them while, you're at work, and in some cases, you might even be her husband. You're dealing with your 9 to 5 and, your one income is supposed to handle everything. Men paying for everything and women bringing nothing to the table but kuda puff to tell you that you can do it. That's it. That's all they bring to the table was kuda puff and to tell you that you can do it. Encouragement, minimum amounts of encouragement. No, nothing else extra to bring to the table. And you hear it. You hear it all the time when females talk. Basically, their position is the bedroom and the kitchen, and that's it. And to me, it's all an excuse for females to basically, lay up under you, be bums and stuff. Females should just admit that they just want to lay up under their men and bring nothing to the table. No tangibles to the table, no intangibles. All they want to do is be bums. Because that's basically what a bum does, is lay up under somebody. They always view financially contributing to a relationship as a man being less than a man. And to me, they ain't got to attack a man's manhood just because, he wants them to contribute to the relationship. So what if he wants you to bring half of the rent on the first of the month? So what if he wants you to contribute to the bills that you help spend up and, contribute to the food that you eat out the fridge or the gas that you use in the car? That's how a relationship is supposed to go. If you want to lay up under somebody, just admit that you want to be a bum and then that's it. You ain't got to sit there making these little weird posts on social media, as if, femininity is a lost art or something, because that ain't got nothing to do with anything. We're all adults. And this is how we should function. To me, is this lazy and is weak. Like your parents wouldn't put up with you laying up under them without contributing anything to the household. And it seems a lot of females have a lot of growing up to do, because this is the conversation that happens on social media. Especially if a bride, gets herself a simp or a trick who's willing to do all this stuff and let her have like the freedom that she wants. It's like we want freedom as well, but we got to work for it. We're not like disposable things to be used. We're human beings. And now it comes down to the part where you all, came to hear. Protecting and providing within the realm of the game. We as men can protect and provide for women without sacrificing principles, without tricking or simping. It's all a matter of perception. And here's, I've taken some of this from the homie Proverbs, as I like to call them. And I'll leave a link in the description of where you can read some more of his posts, or his articles, as I like to call them. A lot of you women and some of you men view protecting and providing from a financial standpoint. However, if a guy is pointing you in the right direction, as the head of the household should, then he's protecting you. And he's preventing you from unnecessary pitfalls. That's him protecting you. If he's guiding you in the right direction, if he's directing you in the right direction, then he's protecting you. If he's keeping you from making, bad decisions that would be detrimental to your relationship and, your very own life, then he, as the head of the household, as your leader, is protecting you. Furthermore, if that same guy is pointing you in the right direction to make money and to bring it back for a common cause, to a common goal, which if he is your leader, is what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to have a goal, and y'all got together because of this common goal. Then he is providing as well. This man is using his leadership capabilities to provide for his family. If you both have an income, then you get to the goal a lot faster. And the problem is, in some cases, women get too much of an ego, and men do as well. They lose sight of what's important, and it becomes a power struggle. Women who aren't or weren't taught to be submissive aren't desirable because of how easy they lose sight of the goal. They think, why am I being submissive to a guy who requires me to also bring an income? This is one of the main reasons why we don't get anywhere as a group. Why we don't get along with black women. And many of the books I've read, written by white people, the husband and the wife earn an income. They both work. And in some cases where I've actually had to do business with clients in my field or whatever, my field of profession, I've, run across many families who earn multiple sources of income, and their homes look nice. They be having homes with pools and things of that nature. So things that people like in our community, want to obtain, our own homes, our own houses, so that we never have to deal with, homelessness. Generational wealth should be the main goal in the black community, but multiple sources of income is needed. And there ain't never ever been a point in history where black women have lived this life of luxury, where that they seem to imply that they've actually lived in the past, where they didn't contribute to a relationship. Black men have did the best they could under the circumstances that they're in to protect black women. But as far as providing, it's always been a household where they earned multiple incomes. Everybody has, seen TV shows like Everybody Hates Chris based off of, Chris Rock's life. And many other, shows and documentaries, if you've looked into them. And there ain't never been a time in history where it was just one black man providing for his whole family under one income. And then y'all expecting this life of ridiculous luxury. You need to turn your moral compass around to reality and get out of the fairy tales that y'all live in. The fairy tale ideologies. It ain't helping y'all. But, this will probably just go up in the archives. Some people might share my videos, and then there'll be females arguing about, certain points that don't help our race at all. Like the whole point about being submissive. Why should you be submissive to a guy who requires you to, bring an income to the table? Because you're submissive. That's a part of you. It's a desirable feminine trait that can only be taught to you. And a lot of you haven't been taught how to be feminine, how to be submissive. And that's why you view it a certain way. It doesn't make you any less of a woman to contribute financially towards your relationship. And I don't know what type of relationships y'all been seeing, but y'all been seeing the wrong kind of relationships and being around the wrong people. And they have these messed up ideologies and they just pass them on to you, or y'all just sit around talking about them and just have this toxic concept of how a relationship should go. And you don't even have a man. None of you have a man. But anyway, this is all the time I have. So until my next video, peace.